Coming to you from sunny California and the Great White North. Get ready. We are breaking down the obstacles on the Armchair Ninja Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Armchair Ninja Podcast. It is Friday, November 3rd, 2017. My name is Rich, and joining me once again this week is Bijan. How you making out?
I'm good, man. Just been working out, living life, enjoying stuff.
Cool. You ready for another 2-hour podcast?
No. That was craziness, man. I don't know how Will and Arsenet did that every month. Man, those are some long podcasts. But don't worry, guys. We're hopefully, maybe, going to have a shorter podcast this week.
We're shooting for a shorter one for you this week. We're gonna cover some National Ninja League. We're gonna go through 3 of them this week. I think we should be able to do that pretty easily, and we'll talk about some general ninja news. And we'll promo next week. So stay tuned for all that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a chill one, y'all.
Yeah, we can't do another one of those. So as far as National Ninja League, we're gonna be covering Ninja Core, Playground Training Academy, and Gravity Forge. So before we get to that, though, I feel like some people didn't stick around for the whole episode last week to hear some of the drama going on in the ninja community. So let's talk about that briefly first, just to get that out of the way.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so Joe Moravsky, for those that didn't hear, posted on his Facebook that he would not be competing in Ninja vs. Ninja this season, and kind of blew us away, especially Bijan in the last episode lost his mind over it.
I did not see that coming. I really didn't.
No, I mean, especially Joe. Joe is like ultra competitive, and to think that he wouldn't be back to defend his title seemed, unimaginable. But something happened, and we don't know what exactly. And it's not just Joe. Who else would we be missing, Bijan? It's just a few of the lesser known ninjas, right?
Man. I don't know. I think this is going to be a much bigger story than people are letting on.
Yeah, we're going to be missing Jesse Graff and Drew Dreschel as well. Like, that is... If you had to pick, like, the 3 people you wanted there most...
No, it's literally the top 3 people in the entire sport, man. Like, literally. So, it's interesting. There's something going on. We've got the 3 most well-known ninjas bowing out, and it definitely doesn't seem to be something that's small. It almost seems to be in protest. Now, we don't have any particular insights yet, but I have a feeling it's coming soon. Joe Moravsky has promised that he will be making a statement soon with more information, but he's just trying to find a right way of wording it. Now, we also don't know if the 3 particular athletes are bowing out for the same reasons. It could be different reasons.
That's a good point.
But, I have a feeling it is for the same reason, but who knows? Time's going to tell, but this is kind of troubling in many ways, right, Rich?
Yeah, it puts like a bit of a pall over the whole thing, right? I mean, I'm still really excited for it, but at the same time, it's like, well, what happened? Because depending on the reason, his Facebook is absolutely lit up with people saying they will not watch it. He was the only reason they watched it. Like, a lot of very hardcore Joe fans are upset by this, as we are too.
Yeah. I don't think it's fair to protest the show yet, though. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we don't have any details. And honestly, I'd love to have some details on this, whether they can be made public or not. So if you have any details you could share with us, anyone out there, we would very much appreciate to know what it is. And you just let us know how much we can or can't say.
Yeah, I don't really want to badger Jesse, Joe, or Drew if they're not, it's just not the time to to badger those guys. I'm sure it took a lot of soul searching for them to come to that decision. So, I want to give them their space and let them present it on their own time. But if you do know, we will respect privacy if you do have any details. That said, man, like, just, I guess, to have some topic of conversation about it, like, what do you feel might be what's going on? I have a feeling it has to do with contract disputes. We know for a long time, a lot of ninjas have had issue by the fact that when you look at most reality shows, competitions, anything like that, the competitors are all compensated at some point. You're taking time out of your work, your life, your family, everything, and traveling to a particular competition. I really think it's fair if you at least make it to Vegas finals that you get some type of compensation. It doesn't have to be extreme. It could be some issues with the safety concerns on the course. We know in both Team Ninja Warrior and probably this new Ninja versus Ninja, there's going to be a lot of injury concerns. Just the way the competition's laid out and, you know, you racing against people and putting everything on the line, it's going to lead to a lot of injuries. So those are my two takes. It could be a bunch of other things, though. How do you feel, Rich?
I think you nailed it. I think those are the two most likely candidates is the compensation and safety, basically. So we'll see. I'm really curious about this because we care about those things for the ninjas too, right? We've been kind of hoping for some changes along those lines. And I had, you know, especially after we saw some of the injuries we had last season on Team Ninja, the safety concerns have been kind of big for me. I don't know if they've been as serious in the ninja community or not, if it was a big concern for them, but yeah, we'll have to see. And I doubt they'll address it. That's the frustrating part, right? If I thought I just had to wait until the show aired to find out, that would be one thing. No way they're
going to address it.
They're not going to say a thing. They are never going to tell us what happened there. So this is our only option, is to wait for Joe or someone else to come forward and say what's going on.
Yeah, with that said, I mean, I always feel like if you do have concerns, it takes somebody to make a stand. And I applaud the three top ninjas in the sport for, if it is for the same cause, making a stand and saying, no, we have to fight for the rights of the rest of our peers. And it takes a lot of courage to do that. And, you know, barring that it is for a good cause and for the rights of all ninjas, I do applaud them for standing for their rights, because it is something where it's easy to say to do something. It's a whole lot harder to actually do it. We see in the UFC, WWE, and a few other I guess semi-sports, but organizations, I could say, where the rights of the athletes aren't particularly represented all that well in favor of the athletes. And yeah, I just genuinely hope there is some compromise and something is worked out, because I would hate to not see these particular three athletes not compete in future competitions.
So I guess the other option would be to take a knee. Is that one of the things they should do? Should we get into that on this podcast? Or
man, I don't know. I have a feeling there's going to be some people with some strong opinions on that one. I'm not touching that.
Yeah, there's enough strong opinions here on that. I can't imagine south of the border must be a little crazy. So yeah, we're not getting into that debate. We're going to move on. We are definitely moving on because I want to get into this Ninja Core course. We've got a pretty cool course. You know, lots of standard obstacles, and by lot I mean 18 of them.
I feel like it goes 0 to 100 real quick on this course. Like it's pretty chill. It's like a standard course, like some difficult obstacles mixed it willy nilly, and then the end is just insane. And I was watching it and shaking my head like, nope. I guarantee there's no single person that's completing this course. Like the ending's just way too much.
Yeah, I liked you called them all too. Just kind of give you a little shout out on that one. Every time he went to watch one of these videos, it was like, well, no one's gonna beat that one, and yep, someone will beat this one, and you got them all. You nailed it.
I see these teams. Shout out Connor.
One of the obstacles I do want to mention is that circuit board. A really interesting circuit board, like a swirl at the top and all these weird. Yeah, so it's kind of a different take on it.
Yeah, let's describe this one, man, because it's a circuit board, right? Just before that, I mean, this course is very, very creative with its transitions. It has regular obstacles, but in a creative way of doing it. That's so we have this like extended jump, this trampoline to a giant jump that goes to a cliffhanger, right? Now you're cliffhangering, but you're doing the cliffhanger, but it goes to the side, like around a ledge. And then you get to this cliffhanger at the end of it, and you have to do it like a sideways jump, kind of like the wingnuts in stage 2, into a freaking spider climb, or spider jump, actually. That's insane. You gotta catch yourself, and then you go to the top of the spider climb, and then you go straight into the swirling circuit board that's got like all these different avenues, and it's like a puzzle. I like this. If you're gonna do a circuit board, this is the way to do it. You have to test the person in the mental aspects while you're having a physical strain, right? So it does that, and then it's got 3 different other points where it's descending at different angles, and you're holding your body up at different angles while also contorting your free hand, trying to figure out the mental pieces and where to fit it. I mean, it is so creative, dude. I absolutely adore that version of the circuit board. That might actually be a version of the circuit board that I think is a legit obstacle. Showing some shade there.
The circuit board proved itself this last season. I thought we had a couple of people
good,
show. Yeah, it's gotten a lot better once we saw some people that actually struggled with it a bit. Yeah. So in this one, we had a couple of name competitors go out.
Oh wait, we gotta talk about the end though, bro.
Oh, go ahead.
I believe they said it's 18 obstacles this entire course, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very long course, an incredibly long course. You have to imagine, you get towards the end and your arms are completely worn out, your body's worn out, you're exhausted, right? So what do they have? Without touching the floor, let's see. You start with I don't want to get this right. You get a salmon ladder, crossover salmon ladder, where you do that transition, you jump the bar, right? And then you go from there into an unstable bridge. Remember, none of these you're going to be touching the ground, right? So you go straight into an unstable bridge. And then you get a freaking pipe jump. I forget the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. Huh?
The flying bar.
You go straight into a freaking flying bar, y'all. And then it's not over. And you guys know how bad the flying bar is on your hands. I mean, this is just insane. You go from that flying bar where your arms are your hands are pretty much done, straight into a straight up inverted rock climbing wall. Well, you're just holding yourself up with your forearms because the way this thing is shaped, there's no way you can even get your legs on it. I mean, props to you if you can. You're still just going to be wearing out your hands. So just think about the physical strain with that, with your forearms. And you're not done yet. From there, you do a cannonball straight into a UFO, straight into a different Lachey, into the one obstacle. Oh god, I forget its name, Rich, but the one that just takes out everybody. The little transition arm like bar thingies.
The floating monkey bars.
Floating monkey bars. That thing is a nightmare alone by itself, and they've got it on a
The whole obstacle is floating. It's not just the monkey bars that are floating. The whole thing's like swinging back and forth.
Yeah, so it's just a nightmare, and all of that without taking a break. And before that, you probably have already completed like 14 obstacles. I mean, there's just like, I was like, there's no way somebody's completing this. Props to anybody that could.
We didn't see anybody fail in the last 4 obstacles. Not a single person failed the last 4 obstacles because nobody even got to them. Like, it was so hard. We didn't even get to see anybody attempt the final obstacles other than the run through at the beginning, which is actually really helpful. And big thumbs up for them doing that this season.
I really want to see somebody complete this course now. Just like...
Call Jeff Britton. Somebody get Jeff Britton on the course.
For real, though.
Because Isaac Caldero couldn't do it.
Throwing that shade. We'll talk about that because I'm curious about Isaac Caldero. But let's get into this course.
All right. Let's take a look here. We've got third through first for the women. We have Heather Gleaton in third, Jen Liam in second, and both of them went out on the pegboard. And in first place, the amazing Rachel Brown.
Yep. Go Rachel. I really want to see her in Kunoichi now.
Oh, God, she would destroy it. I really feel like she would. She's so
And
good.
that's why I want to see it, man. How cool would that be? Like, Rachel Brown going into ANW being like, yo, for like the past few years, I've been the Kunoichi champion.
She ended up going out in the transition to the jumping spider that Bijan mentioned. Some of the transitions, like you said, were obstacles of their own. It was really cool.
Yeah.
For the men, in third place, the return of Isaac Caldiero.
I did not see this coming. Wow, Isaac was here. You know, good for him for getting back into some competitions. This, I believe, is now the second or third competition we've seen him in this year. So this brings up to me, I'm really curious. Do you think Isaac is finally getting that itch back and wanting to train for perhaps another season in American Ninja Warrior? Do you think this is kind of his comeback tour?
I think it's an attempt. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not. It'd be interesting to see if they bring him back on the show.
Well, do we know if ANW has any beef with Isaac? I don't think they do.
I think they do. I could be wrong, but I think that he burned some bridges. I know he definitely burned some bridges in the community.
Yeah, he burned many bridges with many people. That said, I still see his graphic when we talk about American Ninja Warrior. You know, they can't completely hide the fact that he exists. And say what you want about American Ninja Warrior, I think it's still business, and NBC would take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That said, he's going to have to adhere to their rules because one of the biggest beasts that they had for him not coming back is that he really wanted some quote unquote predomina type, things specifically for him. And they're like, no.
Well, I mean, you know, WWE has their heels. I guess we could use one in ANW too.
Hey, maybe that's a storyline for him, you know? It can lead to some things. They like their storylines. Yeah, I'm curious to see what's going on with that. Not to mention the fact that Jeff Britton is, kind of working for ANW now. Could you just imagine Jeff Britton and Isaac Caldiero, in the same vicinity at the same time? With all of the stuff that's happened between them. I mean, I kind of want to be a fly on the wall with that, but that tension, man.
Yeah, who's to say? I think Jeff's with, not so much with NBC or A&W, but with the
company, yeah.
Whatchamacallit? The Course Builders, ATS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That said, I mean, I believe he was at pretty much every competition.
Yeah, I think so, probably. In second place, we have Hai Nguyen. And in first, Kenny Nimitalo. So, as I said, no one was able to get past through the lead. No one even attempted the last four obstacles. So, it was a very, very long, tough course. The number 1 and 2 ended up going on to the flying bar, which was the beginning of, so about midway point of that whole craziness at the end that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, props to everybody that got that far because this was an incredibly long and tough course that implemented a lot of balance, a lot of transitions. It was not a course that was just upper body. It had a lot of different avenues where you had to use a lot of portions of your body. So I respect that. And yeah, I mean, good on them. They made it tough. And the competitors definitely gave it their all. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the Playground Training Academy next. Did you get the impression that Chris was not very impressed with the beginning of this course? He kind of was throwing shade at it a few times.
Kinda. He's just just an average, this. That's a pretty easy one.
Probably the easiest obstacle I've ever seen on NNL. Yeah, it was weird. It was a little odd, but it did definitely step up towards the end. I thought the course was fine.
I didn't really think it was a joke of a course or anything.
No, not really. No, it seemed fine.
As a matter of fact, towards the end, I was like, nobody's completing this, but we'll get into that in a bit. I mean, yeah, the earlier obstacles were more of beginning obstacles, get somebody into the swing of things, route out some of the easier or I guess more novice competitors from the really legit competitors. But it gets pretty tough towards the middle and end portions of it. So I thought it was actually very well, I guess, I think it was very well laid out because I feel like some different courses have way too hard of a beginning portion where it's really not fair to competitors. You travel all this time, you bring out all your friends and family, and then half the field wipes out on the second obstacle. I mean, that's just not fun for anybody.
Yep, very well said. I definitely agree with that. So taking a look at the finishers, there's actually only 2 women that competed by the looks of it. In second place. Yeah.
Oh man, I did not. I was sleeping on that. Wait. Before we talk about that though, I just want to give a shout out. They had a really cool ending of this course where they had these. It was similar to the end of what do you call it? Stage 3, where Joe Morosky failed, where he had these cannonballs on hooks where you have to switch from one to another. And then it goes into like these bookshelf grabs going straight into a vertical limit. And as soon as I saw all of those going into a vertical limit, I'm like, well, nobody's going to complete this. Because I don't know, man. Vertical limit is just a nightmare of an obstacle. But I like it. I have to say that. But man, that's going to be really tough. And yeah, I mean, let's hear how the competitors went, man.
So in second place for the women, we had Heather Daniel. And in first, we see Janique Levitt.
Yeah, props to her. I believe they said she placed 13th overall on this really tough course. So major props to Janique. I mean, we know just how amazing she is. She won female rookie of the year for a reason, y'all. And she is just showing 100% her potential. I'm really high up on this woman. I don't know, just seeing her like do this particular competition, she was doing some insane transitions, and her technique on these obstacles was really, really good. I have a feeling she's been training a whole lot harder now that she's got, her taste of American Ninja Warrior, and I think her sophomore season is going to be quite good.
I was thinking the exact same thing, because it doesn't do it enough justice just to hear us list that off. You really should watch the video and see her on the course. She is looking stronger than ever. She's poised to take one of those Alyssa Beard, Jessie Lebrecht kind of arcs, right? First season, get their feet wet, and then just kill it second season.
Oh, yeah.
So for the men, in third place, we had Tad Roback. In second, Sean Bryan, the Papal Ninja.
Yeah, that was surprising. I was like, oh, Sean Bryan got second. I'm wondering who's first. I mean, once again, shout out to this guy's biceps. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because he just, he's got a relatively like normal / smaller frame, kind of like a Joe Morosky frame. And then his biceps are like bodybuilder biceps. It's just like, how is that possible? Like, I feel like this guy just does like, bicep pulls like all day long. I don't know what his training thing is. That said, he had some really cool techniques towards the end of the course, and that transition to the vertical limit, I mean, it's a toughie, man.
Yeah, that transition actually took everybody out, basically, because that transition took out Sean Bryan and also our first place competitor, Ernest Phillips, who has been absolutely dominating National Ninja League this year.
Yeah, Ernest Phillips, past 2 years, has been really good on National Ninja League. I really want to see this guy in ANW. I mean, did he compete last season? Am I just like sleeping on it?
No, I'm sure he did last season, but I don't think he had the either the air miles or the vehicle that he has to get to like every competition that they're running.
No, I mean American Ninja Warrior. I'm not talking about National Ninja League.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
Because he was killing it in National Ninja League, but like with how well he's done in National Ninja League the past 2 years, I mean, I really feel like he can be another Adam Rail, and the fact that this guy that's just destroying the regional circuit, and then he goes on to American Ninja Warrior and does fantastic. I mean, at least give this guy a chance. If he did compete in American Ninja Warrior and I'm just sleeping on it, I apologize. But I don't remember seeing him, and I really feel like he has everything there you need to do very well on ANW.
Yeah, skimming back to my notes, I don't see anything for Ernest Phillips other than National Ninja League. So, yeah, have we missed it? Let us know. Or if we just forgot it, we probably covered it and forgot about it along the way. But, yeah, Ernest has everything he needs. We hopefully we'll get to see him get his chance on the show next season. So taking a breather from the National Ninja League, I got to give a quick shout out to the Wolfpack Ninja Tour. If you are listening to this, when we first put this out, you still have a chance to get to the Wolfpack Ninja Tour in Denver, Colorado. That is this weekend, November 3rd through 5th. And if you don't go and you're an ANW fan, you're crazy. It has like all the top ninjas there. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. You can meet them in person. You can watch them race on the course. I would absolutely go if I was anywhere near there.
Oh, yeah. Special ding for Wolfpack Ninja Tour. There you go. That's going to be really fun. I am so curious to see who wins this year. I want to see if Adam Rail is a 2-time champion. And just like last year, I mean, the videos that we got from the runs of the comparison, like competing against each other, so fun, so dynamic. We get the dream matchups that we've always wanted, like Megan Martin versus Jesse Graff, and we're probably going to see Joe Morosky versus Adam Rail, and I really want to see that. Drew Dreschel, versus either of them. It's going to be awesome, and I don't know, man. These competitions are so fun. The Wolfpack always, they live Ninja Warrior. They know how to make a course. I have all the faith in the world that this is going to be a very dynamic course. And don't forget, when it comes to the Wolfpack Ninja Tour, it's a family event also. Not only do they have the pro course, but they also have things for regular average Joes to try out the obstacles. And I really appreciate that. So definitely take time to go out there if you're in the Denver area. I mean, what an amazing opportunity to really try your hand at some of the things that you love.
Yeah, it's awesome. I wish them all the best of luck, and I can't wait to see where the tour moves to next.
Yeah, for real. And let's hope it's SoCal.
Yeah, or Maine.
I'm selfish.
Maine's probably the closest I can hope for. We'll go with Maine.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with getting it in Maine.
Why do I have to be so far from everything? So let's wrap up our National Ninja League with Gravity Forge. This one is very, very cool. Some big names. So it was really exciting to watch.
Yeah, there were some obstacles that I thought was pretty cool, like visually dynamic. Rather than just a regular swinging bar, they had a trapeze bar, and it made for some really huge jumps, and it made for some very nice visuals. They had a floating bridge, which is I don't know if I've seen another floating bridge in competitions before, Rich. So good on them for designing one. And I really like their variation of a body prop where you have to hold yourself up with 2 poles and continually move them in a horizontal angle. I appreciated that. They have this course is built on obstacles that you see in American Ninja Warrior and other OCR type competitions, but they have their own little spins on it. With that said, they had one balancing obstacle where I've seen a few times, and it worries me every time I've seen. How do you describe this balancing obstacle, Rich? You know what I'm talking about.
The warped barrel that they got going there?
Yeah, the barrel that goes 2 different angles.
Yeah, it's a really neat obstacle, very challenging, but it seems a little dangerous.
It's dangerous,
they
man.
could go flying sideways off of it. It looks really, really scary.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they have spotters there, I guess, to help with that, but still.
That said, I mean, I've seen this obstacle implemented in a few competitions now, and every time I see it, the wipeouts that they have are really scary, and I'm really worried that we're going to get a bad injury coming from this. The barrel is big. You're really, really off balance from 4 different axes, probably even more, and you can just do a flip in a wrong way very easily. And if you aren't caught, you can easily break a neck or something else. And I don't know. I worry about that. I really hope. I understand it's a tough obstacle, but I don't know if the risk is worth it for that one.
Yeah, I mean, we get to see that with Charlie Andrews this season, right? You don't have to be high up to take a bad fall. It really can be dangerous. So I hope everyone's being careful with that.
Yeah. That said, I mean, I don't know about you, Rich. I got major anxiety. We only saw a few of the runs, but every time I saw that thing, I'm like, oh, God, just get past it, please. But
yeah, I thought it was kind of just me because I'm always a worrywart for that kind of stuff. But I'm glad to know this one actually seemed to be more of a legitimate concern.
Yeah. I mean, and we're just watching video highlights. Imagine being there. I understand it's a tough obstacle, y'all, but I don't know if it's worth the risk. That's all I'll say. Let's get into this.
Yeah, one other one I wanted to mention quickly that I thought was cool was the thread climb. They were moving along these bars, and they had to hold themselves up by one hand and thread a bolt up on either side to continue on. It was like a very strange obstacle that looked like it required some intense concentration and a lot of arm and grip strength.
Yeah, you have to lock off for a long period of time.
So that was pretty cool. So taking a look at the women, we had in third place Olga Kolstreski. In second, none other than Jessie Lebrec. And you think, Jessie Lebrec
cool,
got
man.
second. Who the heck else could possibly be there if Jessie Lebrec got second?
I see only two people that can do it.
Yeah,
Jessie
really
Graff
only two.
or Alyssa Beard.
And this time it was Alyssa Beard. She was a little bit faster than Jessie to the 8th obstacle. So
That said, I mean, both women looked absolutely fantastic. They were looking very strong and very comfortable on these obstacles, so good on them.
yeah, they did a great job. Always great to see them. Glad to see they're still involved in the National Ninja League and still tearing up the course.
Mm-hmm. Alyssa Beard had a incredibly scary fall off that damn balance obstacle. Anxiety. All right, moving on.
So for the men, we'll mention 4th place here briefly because they showed him, confused me for a second. Najee Richardson was there and got 4th place. Najee Richardson got 4th stinking place.
Yeah, and the reason they showed him is because he actually completed the course.
Yeah.
So that that's a little hint of what's going, next. But props to Najee. I mean, this was definitely a doable course, but very hard. And anybody that made it all the way definitely had to earn it.
Yeah. And 3rd place was Chris DeGangi, who was back again. That would be, AKA Jessie Lebrec's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
In 2nd, Judas, Licciardello. Hope I got that even close. And in 1st place, Jake Murray. Was very excited to see Jake.
Yeah, I was excited. He looks really good in shape, man. He changed a little bit of his look, and I think he's looking really strong right now. I have a feeling he's kind of got that JJ Woods thing where he's going to come back next season really strong and really focused. I think he is somebody that's going to come back with a purpose, dude.
It's funny you mentioned that about him looking good and looking different because I honestly I rewound it and was trying to get a good shot of his face. I'm like, are we sure that was Jake? Did he have a body double on the course? Because I didn't recognize him at first. I was so confused.
Yeah, he put on, in my opinion, I feel like he put on muscle. Maybe he's just wearing a tighter shirt, so it's like showing off his, physique more. But he looked very strong, very good shape, and I don't know. I'm enjoying the new look.
So that is it for this week's coverage. Joining us next week will be Adam Waring from Australian Ninja Warrior, which will be very, very cool. He's got an interesting story of moving back and forth, continent to continent, chasing after his Ninja Warrior dreams. So that'll be lots of fun. And it's going to be an interesting off season. And we'll be picking your brains over what you'd like us to cover. I'm probably going to get up a Twitter poll. But in the meantime, feel free to shout out to us what you'd like to see us cover more of, less of. You can reach me as rich@ninjapodcast.com. I am at Ninja Podcast on both Twitter and Instagram. And Bijan, how can they reach you?
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Bijan151. That is Bijan 151, y'all.
All right. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic week.
Peace and love, guys.